Good morning, everybody. It's Delusion Dispeller in a bit of a somber mood today over the Gabby Petito case. Now, most of you know I'm really not big on following true crime stuff and or even false crime stuff. I always wondered why they call it true crime. Is there like some other kind of crime? Isn't crime always true if it really happened? Anyway, in fact, the first time I've ever heard it called true crime was on YouTube. I've never heard it referred to as true crime before. At any rate, first of all, I want to let you know I am not gaining any kind of financial anything from this video. I am not monetizing it. I do not profit off of people's demise, death, torment, or anything else like that. So just know that ahead of time. I just won't do that. That's not right. I'm trying to fix my camera here. Okay, so I'm also bringing my umbrella because it feels like it's gonna rain. I'm feeling little tiny droplets, so if it happens to start downpouring, I'm going to be armed and ready with my umbrella. So sad, sad, sad. The other day, Pandora had brought to my attention the Gabby Petito case, and normally I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to cover true crime, but something about it, the little girl, I say little because she's only 22, she's the age of Amber, my daughter. That little girl was so pretty and innocent and definitely had some mental stuff going on. And I was like, you know, who would harm this angel, this girl? And then I saw Mr. Brian, I don't know what his last name is, doesn't really matter, but he definitely, what is the word, emanated, I guess, exuded the whole Chris Watts feeling all over again. The way he stood, his words, the intonation in his voice, the stupid smirk that I wanted to smack off his face. And I can say that because I do believe he's an abuser, even if he was not the one that killed her, if she's dead, truly. I mean, at this point, they found a body they believe to be hers. Usually when they say that, especially because she had a bunch of tattoos that they could identify her by, that means that they found her, and I'm going to assume they did until I know otherwise. But Tuesday they're doing the autopsy. Not sure why they're waiting till Tuesday, but they are. Maybe there's a certain amount of time they have to wait to do autopsies. I'm not super savvy with all the information about people's deaths and how they do all that stuff. But the point is, this poor young girl has lost her life. Allegedly lost her life, and it's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking. I don't understand this world we live in sometimes, seriously. Why anything is that bad, a fight is that bad, that somebody might have allegedly killed somebody. And we don't know that he did, but I'm just saying, chances seem to look like, because of the fact that he was an abusive boyfriend, that he may have been the one responsible for her passing. And I'm allegedly saying that. I don't know yet. We'll know when the autopsy is done for whatever information they release to us. But how sad, how unfortunate, how heartbreaking, how awful. Young kids. All I can say is, what are we doing to our soil? What are we doing in families that raises up young people, as young as in their 20s, who are capable of allegedly taking another life? Like I said, I'm saying allegedly because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened here. And even if it didn't, there's plenty of other cases where it did happen. Ugh, it's deplorable, and it's so sad, and it's so heartbreaking, and it's just unreal. People definitely need a relationship with their creator, and they need to get away from the worldly ways of things that seem to accept an anything goes attitude. I'm not going to get into detail on that. I probably will get into detail on that on my other channel, where my beliefs are readily accepted, and or more readily accepted. There may be some that come in and give me a hard time about what I say, but I will be standing strong on my beliefs on my other channel. I can't do that here because I've just chosen to not really blend in, but not to stick out like a sore thumb either, and not to rile up people, because people can be pretty vicious over here in the true crime and drama section of YouTube. I believe that if I go over to the more spiritually positive side of YouTube, where people have very similar beliefs and would stand with me and say, yeah, I'm against that too, or yeah, that's how I believe, and yes, that's what God says, then I would have more of a likelihood of survival, I guess, of my channel. But this is not really about me at this point. It's not at all about me at this point. Rest in peace, Gabby. If that's your body, rest in peace. I don't know, what do you say? What do you say about something like this? A young guy obviously has mental issues. I read something that said that he was hearing voices. Things were tormenting him. Why on earth? So, I want to say, why on earth would parents let this girl go with him? But I know fully well that at 22, I don't think she even lived with her mom, but I'm not sure. She might have. At 22 years old, I can't tell Amber anything. I mean, I can't. At 22 years old, I was married. I already had, I think, Carol and Anna. I was raising 2 daughters, I believe, at that age. So I was already settled down, if you will, although not truly settled, because I was in an abusive marriage. Although I didn't know the full extent of that at the time. But how do you tell a 22-year-old, oh, he's bad news, he's got mental illness, he's probably schizophrenic or whatever, so why would you go with him? Protect yourself, honey, think twice. And maybe her mom did tell her all this stuff, you know. But you can't tell a 22-year-old much of anything. They know better. They know better. They're in love. Oh, but he only hits me sometimes. He only gets angry once in a while. Mom, he's really a good guy. You know, I could almost hear all of the explanations to reason away the abuse. You know, he didn't hit me that hard. Oh, we were playing the chokeout game. You know, I'm saying allegedly. None of this was recorded as being said. I'm just saying some of the things that 22-year-olds might say to stay in a relationship. And you know, at 22 years old, you're full of just this zest for life, where you want to have the fantasy life that you envisioned. You want the picket fence. You want the happy life. You want the children. You have this whole life ahead of you. And you believe at that age, I think I did anyway, that it's going to happen. And you're going to do whatever it takes to be part of that story, to be part of that fantasy, even if it costs you your life. I made a lot of stupid choices in my life, a lot of stupid ones. Some very, very pinnacle that could have related, or could have resulted in my demise. So, sadly, some people aren't as blessed, fortunate, if you will. I don't believe in luck, but in this case, because people would understand what that means, some people aren't as lucky as I was to make a snap decision. And the guy that I was with was not, whether he was a murderer or not, whether he was evil or not, he didn't choose to conduct evil on me. At the time I said, I changed my mind, I don't want to do this anymore, and he let me go. But not everybody is so fortunate, so blessed, so protected, whatever you want to say. And it's sad when you hear of one who isn't. So I'm not elevating myself again above Gabby in any way. I'm just sad for Gabby. I'm sad for other young people like her who make decisions because they're so full of life, because they're so excited about what could be, that they don't always think and they don't always see what's right in front of them. Poor Gabby. I don't know. I don't have much I can really say today about this. It's so heartbreaking, and it leaves you really speechless. 2 kids set out on a journey alone at 20, in their 20s. I mean, my daughters are in their 20s. Yeah, I think maybe Anna and Eric, my one daughter and her boyfriend, could go out on a journey, you know, in his van. That's not unheard of. People are like, well, why would they go out alone in a van? They're in their 20s. Come on. They're in their 20s because they're adults, because they are doing what adults do. They're venturing out, doing what they do. When I say, well, they should have never been together, I say that very much like, well, they're both obviously dealing with really deep mental issues. People should have been supervising, but they're in their 20s. They're adults. There's not much you can do for an adult in their 20s. They're allowed to come and go as they please by law. Nobody can say, oh, Gabby, you can't date Brian, or Brian, you need to stay away from Gabby. I mean, they can say it, but they're not going to listen, and they don't legally have to listen to you saying that. So, you know, here in the United States, and maybe in other places, we give the right to 20-something-year-olds to do what they want, to live their lives as they want to, you know. At that point, we pretty much have to untie the apron strings and let them make the mistakes. But what a grave mistake, error, whatever you want to say, in this kind of situation. I mean, just looking at Brian, the way he had that smug look on his face, and he was like putting his hands down over his, you know, manly area, and that right there tells me something's rotten in Denmark. Something's up. I said that the other night when Michelle brought the whole case up, and I only had to watch like a 2-minute, if that, clip of this Brian guy to say, oh my gosh, that's just like Chris Watts. It's just like that stuff all over again. It gave that really strong feeling again of, uh-oh, something's up. Something's really wrong here. This dude is hiding something. Something is off. The guy does not even look like he's brain-wise normal. Like there's something off with his thinking. So I don't know. I have suspicions of what we're going to hear about the rest of that story. It's sad. I really don't want to hear it, but I mean, I don't want it to be so, you know. But we're going to hear one way or the other what happened to poor Gabby. It's just so sad to me. There's so many things you could say, so many things I'd like to say, but so many things I can't even get out because it's so tragic. It's just so tragic. She's so young. He's so young. I'll be interested to hear from like the parents and things like that, to see the mentality in the families and stuff. If there was something in the family that caused Brian to snap at some point mentally, or was he born that way? And what about Gabby with the OCD, and if she indeed has that? Now, I think I read something that her parents said that was the first they heard of this OCD thing. So perhaps she's in her 20s. Maybe she saw somebody and got diagnosed with it at some point. Maybe she saw the behaviors in herself and looked it up and said, oh man, that's what I have. I don't know. I'm interested to hear about that as well. Anyway, I don't really have anything happy to say after that. I mean, there's nothing happy right now that I'm feeling that I could talk to you about. I'm going to live my day the way I do all the time, just kind of cleaning the house a little bit and hanging out with my husband. Tomorrow I go back to work. There's nothing fantastical going on to really talk about or share with you. This whole case just really darkened the joy of my morning, I guess you could say. I mean, who can be happy about something like that or around something like that? I'll be watching to see what comes of this. Matthew and I have been talking about our new channel. We are definitely starting one. It is going to be very strategically geared towards a certain type of thing, and not everybody will be welcome or feel welcome. So that will be happening soon. We don't know when, but it'll be happening soon. At least that's what he says. So anyway, beautiful Gabby. I'm pretty sure that was you that they found. So rest in peace, Gabby. I pray that you had a relationship with your Creator while you were here, and that you are in His loving arms right now, out of harm's way, away from the abuse of the boyfriend, and the pains of life. And I'll be listening to find out what happens next, like so many others. Y'all have a great day. Be blessed. And just remember, there's no person on this earth that's worth giving your life up for, in that sense. And that there is no person that you absolutely need in your life to put up with abuse. If you are being abused, please tell a safe person that you trust that there's abuse going on. Please get out safely if you can, and if you can't, please be practicing as much healthy self-care as you can. Love yourself enough to leave if you can. Love yourself enough to take care of yourself if you're stuck. Okay? Prayers for everybody, and I'm so sorry that this is a sad vlog today. Y'all have a great day. It's about to rain. I'm going to try to get in the house and round up my cats with me, and everybody be safe today, and have a great, wonderful day and week. Bless you. Shalom.